Saturday morning, the 25th of November, and as you can see right above them cattle, we have a lovely blue sky. So the weather has been settled for this week, even though we had, as I call them, wet dry days, a misty owl rain coming in off the ocean. We have a lovely blue, clear, cool morning this morning. Now last night we did have a hard frost, our first significant hard frost of the winter, I think. My drinker is over here and our dung is frozen and our drinker was frozen, but it was obviously thawed out enough for them to drink because they're not thirsty. Now the crack is, I said in my last video that I was going to try and take advantage of these dry conditions up here on this hill and see could I stretch out. I know I'm doing every 3-day moves, but I was saying if I could get a week, that'd be 3.5 days each move. So the next by right I should be opening that fence there and allowing them access into them rushes and that hedge and about the same area on the far side, which will then allow me then to start my setup on the far side of that hedge into the next field. And that will be the last field, is it? Up on this area anyhow of what was grown during the growing season, even though the calves have been going into it and picking away at it, so it has yellowed in the last while. So yeah, what I'm doing is, so basically I'm going to keep them on this dry little area for another night. So it's going to be their fourth night, so it's going to be 4 days since they were off it. It's amazing actually. I was here yesterday and yesterday was their full day's silage and they were not a bit hungry. They seem a little bit more interested in what I'm bringing to them today. Yesterday I gave them 2 big strong trailer loads of good dry silage and they were doing a lot of walking from pile to pile, slow walking. But this morning they have their heads down and they're fairly going at it. Now I've only given them 1 trailer load so far and I'm going to go down and give them a second load shortly. But as you can see, they're full looking. So whatever I gave them yesterday has them full, but they're just that little bit hungry this morning, or more anxious for it. Maybe it's the cold temperatures. But the ground conditions on this field here are absolutely amazing. So I definitely wouldn't keep them here for the whole winter, where some people might do that, or it has been done here. Leave them on a dry field and let them go at it for as long as you possibly can. But I'd still keep an eye on conditions. It definitely can hold them for another day anyhow, in my opinion. So this is what it looks like up the way, having moved. You can almost see a little bit of green in there. It's amazing the energy that's in the ground still. So this was 3 days ago in there. There is that little bit of greening coming on. Let me just stop this a second and walk over further. I like to stop the videos and then press play again. It saves me cutting out anything. But if I have the sun behind me and I show you up the way, I think you can get a better look at regrowth. Or maybe, is it the other way around? I think it's if I face the sun. Let me go up here a bit. Obviously it's November, it's not going to be amazing, but there is little green shoots coming up. So that little bit of photosynthesis in late November is great, plus the heat that's in the soil still. So there we go. They have lovely little green shoots, and that's only after a week. So as I say, there's warmth still in the soil. Last night was the first significant cold night. That will suck temperatures out of the ground. The act of grazing as I go through will generate a little bit of warmth as we go on further into the winter, which will hopefully encourage them little green shoots. And that's all I need, and time and rain and sun to clean off the grass that does come back, and that'll be grand for their second round. So there's a pile of silage that there's no one at. They're in their little groups. Yeah, so I should go down now and go for my second trailer load. I'll just do a little walk through. I love looking at the belties, the way they all hang around together. It's an amazing thing. So next year, Ruby. Let me talk about Ruby for a second. These are two belty cows that I really wanted Ruby to breed. For those of you that didn't see, Ruby was a hired bull I got from Clive Bright. He was a pedigree red belted Galloway, and it turned out that he had arthritis in his hips and he was in pain, and Ruby has had to meet his end. So Ruby is gone. We looked and tried and had him checked for everything, and he was left out with Clive's cows as well, and he was failing to breed. He wasn't breeding them. So I do think that I have a few cows in calf to him. Let me just go up to these ladies here. I love when they're dry and fluffy. Look at that. They're tough cattle, them belties. That's Belty Moore and her daughter here, Belty Biog, who has a little bit of a more curlier hair coat. This lady kind of has straight hair. This one is curlier. I think this is a better animal than her mother. She's AI bred, that one. I can't think of his name. My phone's going to die now, actually. So I better end this. I only charged it off the quad on the way home. My screen has gone black, so I'm assuming it's still recording. So yeah, if I don't get back to this, I'll probably pull it together on a little video tomorrow. My phone is charged up. I really need to remember to charge these phones. So what was I saying about Ruby? Yeah, so the cows that I think are carrying to Ruby is lead cow's daughter, which is this lady here. Red lady, which is the boss cow now. I believe her daughter may be carrying to him, and black shorthorn. Where is she? No, that's Maverick. Black shorthorn. Where is she? Oh, she's over there. Hopefully the sun is not blinding me. She's in the middle of them three there. So yeah, so if this ends abruptly, you know what happened. My phone died. And maybe it's not even recording it at all, but I'm waffling away to myself. Yeah, so conditions are great, and I'm going to leave them here an extra night. The cows are now shoving on into their 4th month in calf. There's no weaning going on. Obviously, I want to keep the calves on the cows until after Christmas, and then keep an eye and see will they wean themselves. I'm not that anxious. They're calving late next year, so they're not under pressure, and they don't need that extra help yet. There's none of them showing any need for extra help. Only lead cow at home. I'm going to wean her shortly and take the horns of her. She's a big old Holstein. It's very obvious that now that I have her separated out, how different of a breed she is. The thinnest cow we have now is that lady there, but she's not too bad looking, and she's full this morning before she even eats, so I'm happy with that. So a little scan around at the lovely weather we're having now. I think there's a bit of a front coming in off the Atlantic this evening. It's going to fizzle out though. There's not going to be much rain in it. It's just going to be kind of a mist, I think. So yeah, I can't even find the off button on this. Oh, there it is there. Or the stop button. Yeah, it is still recording. So, very good. I'll stop it here now and go and get them a second load of silage. So this has been the longest they've been held up now for in some of their lives, in fact. 4 days was the longest I've ever held them. And they're glad now to get out there. So they did absolutely no damage there. As I said, that's a lovely dry spot. They've tipped a few of them rushes. Even the grass that they left behind wasn't mad overly grazed either, but they wouldn't be anxious to eat that grass because it's fairly soiled up with their urine, their dung, hay residue, silage residue, and their breath, and their feet walking all over. So they have lovely, clean, fresh picking that they haven't been on in probably 3 months or thereabouts. Now, the calves, as I say, go under and pick the best of it at the start, but there's lots of woolen for them there now for the next few days. So it's a full grass today. They'll be glad to get it. Haven't been on full silage for the last 2 days, and silage grass the day before that. So it's been 4 days. There you are, back down to the ditch again for the sweet picking. But the rain is kind of coming down here now, a little bit stronger. Heavy drizzle, but it's going to wet me, so I'm going to finish up here now shortly. So they will have full grass today. I'll give them a little bit of silage tomorrow, and we'll continue on. If I can get 4 days out of it, brilliant. But I'm going to do my calculations. I'm going to do a little bit of a farm walk, and I'm going to see exactly what grass I have and where I will be over the Christmas and into the new year. If I could stretch this grazing out and not be back to my starting point, which was the end of September, until the middle of January, I will be doing very well. So I'm definitely going to be able to make my 90-day rotation, most likely 110. Now, what's happening here? They've just realised that they're free to go the far side of that ditch. Now the rain is coming. I have a couple of more pegs to put down. I was short of pegs, so I'm going to tidy back this fence. That's going to stay in, but the last back fence has to come up. So I better do that now. So I'll put this together with some kind of video. I don't know what I have from yesterday. They're coming back now again. Yeah, the phone was giving trouble. So I won't say good luck but goodbye, just in case this isn't the end of the video, but sure, I just said it there anyhow. So 26th of April, Sunday. So that's me started on Sunday. There's the lovely woolly stuff that they're eating in among them briars. I haven't topped this side of the field in over 12 months, so they're happy to be grazing that bit of picking there now. So I will head off. I'm going to go and get myself a big fry up of a Sunday. So for now I will say good luck and goodbye.